Hello, Professor and classmates, and welcome to my multimedia presentation. Today, we will begin by discussing Chapter 13, which covers leadership and trust. So let's get started. Leadership and trust are two key components that factor into success. You can't have one without the other. Breaking down this chapter into 5 sections will allow us to understand leadership and trust, theories with leadership, and issues today's leaders are facing. This will help us effectively grow in our own careers. Now, what is leadership? In our book, leadership is defined as the process of leading a group and influencing that group to achieve goals. In order to do so, that group needs to have trust in their leader. The bottom right model, you will see the 5 components that make up trust: integrity, competence, consistency, loyalty, and openness. 3 exceptional leaders who display strong leadership and trust are Charles Butt, Simon Sinek, and Admiral William McRaven. Now you might ask, who are these leaders and what makes them so great? Charles Butt is the CEO of a major retailer in Texas, which we all know as HEB. His philosophy is, we're a people company, we just happen to sell groceries. Employees of HEB have a strong feeling of trust in their leader and know that every decision he makes will always be to benefit his partners, never to hurt them. A prime example is when the pandemic hit. COVID took a huge toll on all of us, and even when his partners and community were afraid, Charles was there to make sure everyone and their families were safe and healthy. Simon Sinek is a famous, internationally known inspirational speaker. He inspires leaders to strengthen their skills and bonds within their teams. In his book, The Infinite Game, Simon talks about leaders having infinite mindset, a mindset that does not have the end goal of winning at one specific thing, but setting your team and company up for success for the long run. One of Simon's most inspiring quotes speaks volume. The true value of a leader is not measured by the work they do, but what they inspire others to do. This speaks truth to how a leader must trust first. Trust their team and trust their ideas. Lastly, Admiral William McRaven, a man who has inspired many. He was Time's Person of the Year, led numerous high profile operations, and has inspired many around the world. He has devoted his time to speak to others about the importance of leadership and what goes into being a successful leader. He emphasizes how important it is to work as a team, having consistent communication, and always put your people first. If you can't do the little things right, you will never do the big things right. This is what McRaven preaches on: the importance of the little things. Doing those right will allow their team to trust their leaders. All 3 of these leaders know how important the essence of trust is when being a leader. Success is not measured by a numerical result or reward, but by the way people are treated and respected. Next, we will discuss the leadership theory. There have been several leadership theories conducted across several universities, and one that stood out to me from the chapter was the one conducted by OSU, better known as Ohio State University. In this study, it was observed that leadership can be based off 2 types of characteristics: initiating structure and consideration. The consideration characteristic takes the direction of leading with a people-oriented mindset. This type of leadership style focuses on creating interpersonal relationships, builds mutual trust and friendship. The initiating structure leadership style is one in which this is a task-oriented direction, better known as delegating. This shows leaders set the expectation and requires rules and regulations to be followed by the employees. The leader supports the goals, but sets the steps in place on how to get to that end goal. It results in showing that leaders who led with consideration style was found to have a positive morale and seemed to get the task done. Now, the initiating structure resulted in the task getting done quicker, but the morale was not as high. The leaders I have previously spoke about all have the consideration leadership style. This is a key to knowing and determining that trust is a key to success. On this slide, we will go over another leadership theory and the different types of leaders. The path goal theory is one that is known for the leader's job is to assist followers in obtaining their goals, to provide direction or support to ensure that their goals are compatible with the organization's goals. There are several types of leaders, such as directive leader, supportive leader, participative leader, and an achievement-oriented leader. The directive leader approach sets expectations and gives specific guidance. The supportive leader approach shows concern for others' need and have the friendly feel. A participative leader consults other suggestions and opinions before making any type of decision. And an achievement-oriented leader sets challenging goals and expects followers to perform at their highest level. A good leader should have the ability to instill a little bit of all these leadership styles. Charles Butt is an excellent example of this. He is supportive, directive, participative, and achievement-oriented. He drives his company's goals with the specific guidance, yet still keeps his partner's feelings and morale a top priority. This chapter dives into how, when leading a group of people, the approach you have is critical and what will help you carry your team to success. Now that we've gone over the different types of leaders, we will now go over some of the challenges and issues they come to face with from time to time. A couple of issues leaders are facing today are such as things as low company morale, unforeseen circumstances in our day-to-day lives, leading with finite mindset, and not being willing to change with time. An example of being able to fix low company morale is adopting a leadership style that is people-oriented and builds a positive environment around the team to work in. The COVID pandemic is a prime example of unforeseen circumstances. Some companies led with the financial importance in mind, which caused them to lose employees, and on the other hand, there are companies who put their people first and financial success came to follow. In the comic strip below, you can see that with the wrong mindset. It can ruin more than the I see. Meaningless things become more important, and the meaningful things such as relationship and trust in others go out the door and out of mind. So to come to a conclusion, trust is an essence of leadership. Good leaders are known to give trust first. This is a key to a successful relationship. There are 5 dimensions of trust: integrity, competence, consistency, loyalty, and openness. Integrity involves honesty and being truthful. Competence is one's interpersonal skills. Consistency is predictability and having a grid judgment. Loyalty is one's willingness to protect. And openness is the ability to share ideas freely. Trust is a two-way street. In order to be successful, there has to be a baseline of mutual trust. When a leader trusts his or her people, it gives them a feeling of empowerment and confidence. In conclusion, this chapter is one in which we can use in our own careers, open our eyes, and help us see the bigger pictures as leaders. We can grow stronger and empower one another to make a difference. Finally, thank you all for your time. Here are my references, and if you would like a fun knowledge check, take a look at the Kahoot game that is linked on Blackboard to see what you have learned from me today. Thank you, and have a great day.